This is Boscaiola. We have dried porcini, about a cup, a couple of handfuls or a small package, and you could put it in chicken or beef stock, or if you wanted to make vegetarian, of course, hello, vegetable stock. This is going to become a fortified stock in that it will have the flavor of the porcinis. So we have to reconstitute them, which means we add heat and let it just hang out and steep like porcini tea. I've coated the bottom with about 3 tablespoons of EVOO. We already have our pasta water getting hot, 4 or 5 quarts. The pasta I use with this always is pappardelle or big eggy ribbons. But this is a weird sauce that you can actually cook with short or long pasta. I'm going to render out some of this pancetta. If it's getting super dark on you, just remove it with a slotted spoon to a little dish. This is perfect, and I'm gonna let it cook right along with the mushrooms. But that's an audible on the field. You make that call. Generally speaking, I always salt mushrooms after they get as dark as I would like them, because it draws out excess liquid and it would slow that process down. We're going to strip our rosemary. I'd say a couple tablespoons. So now the herb is not going to change the cooking process. Let's say a little sprinkle for the top. But it's not going to change the cooking process of the mushroom like salt would. So I can throw that in whenever. I crushed and ran my knife through 4 cloves or so of garlic. Our mushrooms look gorgeous. Look how brown, deeply brown, meaty. Look at that color. That's what we're looking for. Look at that. They look like they're shellacked or something. So now our shallots. Our red pepper. About a teaspoon. Our garlic. Stir. And we'll let this go a minute or 2 to sweat out the garlic and the shallots while stirring pretty frequently. So now we're gonna add about a cup of white wine or red wine, and maybe 3/4, whatever, 2 turns of the pan. And let that absorb. Remove with a slotted tool the softened porcini. It's important to note not to use the last few tablespoons of that fortified stock in your dish. Why? Because that's where the grit that may have been left on those mushrooms before they were packaged will settle. There's like a couple tablespoons left over here. When the wine is almost absorbed, we're going to add most, but not all, of our fortified stock. And we're going to add our tomato product, the fire roasted, and the puree in about equal amounts. Combine and then put this on simmer. We can run our knife carefully through those. Remember, they're super hot. Sliced mushrooms, yes, but they weren't chopped. So I just coarsely chop them with a pass of the knife. Gather them with a bench scrape, or what I call the food mover. Slide those in. I just dropped our pappardelle. Now, egg pasta cooks fairly quickly, so this would probably be 6-7 minutes, because we always want to undercook the pasta by 1 or 2 minutes for carryover cooking. We're going to add in that touch of cream, probably about a 1/4 cup. And then the sauce is done, and just waiting patiently for the pasta. I'm going to take the hot pasta, drop it right back into the hot pot, and add about half of our sauce to 2/3. Most of our cheese, saving some to pass at the table, so 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup. Pecorino, parm, or a combo, and a splash of that water. And now we're gonna stir to emulsify. We transfer the ribbons to the platter. And then we're going to arrange the rest of our fresh and dried mushrooms and tomato down over the top of that.